Yeah, buzzing in.
In Canada, we had W5H, which is for who, what, where, when, why, and how.
Wow.
It was a quiz format?
It was kind of like this.
All right, we're ready. Welcome everybody to Popsci Quiz Show. My name is Jason Letterman. I'm your host. Two teams today, one from Inverse, one from the New York Academy of Sciences, fighting to the death, but not to the death, in the ultimate battle of science trivia. I want to take a second, let our teams introduce themselves. We'll start with the team on my right, which is Inverse. If you want to just say your name and sort of what you do.
Hi, I'm Yasmin. I'm the science editor at Inverse, and I used to study developmental genetics, and now I write about really messed up genetics.
I'm Peter. I'm a science writer at Inverse. I write about all sorts of stuff, drugs, diseases, environment, whatever.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm also a senior staff writer at Inverse, and in college I studied political science, so I'm ready to ace this.
Great. And New York Academy of Sciences.
Yes, Marvin Cummings, Blavatnik National Awards Program Manager, and this is for the Physical Sciences and Engineering.
And I'm Megan Barassa. I'm the Associate Director of the Sackler Institute for Nutrition Science. So I do nutrition, and I'm a biochemist by training.
And I'm Benjamin Schrader, and I'm a chemistry program manager for the Blavatnik Awards in Israel and the United Kingdom.
Great. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm really excited about today. Here are the rules. We have 3 rounds of science trivia. Each one has 10 questions. Every question will be weighted for between 1 and 3 points. I will call out how many each question is worth. At the end of each round, our scorekeeper will call out the official total, and I'll update it on our very high-tech scoreboard. Once that's done, we'll have our bonus question. You can wager as many points as you have on the board for your bonus answer. Potentially, you could double your score, but you must bid at least 1 point, so you could end up with 1 point less. If you end up with no points at the end of a round, don't worry, not a problem. We will give you 3 bonus points to play with.
Great.
If you get a question right during the round, you'll get the number of points. If you get it wrong, you'll lose those points, though, and the opposing team will have up to 10 seconds to discuss amongst themselves and come up with an answer to give to me. The only time you can't do that is during multiple choice questions. In a multiple choice round, or a multiple choice question, only the first person to buzz in will get the answer, and then we move on to the next question. So a little bit of incentive to move in. Obviously, we're playing for some prizes today, because what's a competition without prizes? First place will go home with these beautiful, real 24-karat, not purchased on the internet gold medals. They say Popsci Quiz Show winner on the back. They're very official. Second place goes home with our dreaded science participant ribbons.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
They're
cute. Not for me.
They are. I think that's about everything that I've got. Does anybody have any questions before we start? All right, great. Let's start Popsci Quiz Show. Round number 1, the theme is Under the Sea. Under the Sea question number 1. Whales belong to the order Cetacea and are divided into 2 suborders, Mysticeti or baleen whales and Odontoceti. What do Odontoceti have that baleen whales... Number 5, Peter.
Teeth.
Teeth. They are toothed whales.
Nice, Peter.
That is 2 points for Inverse.
Hell yeah.
Question number 2 is worth 3 points. Only 3 people have ever been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, most notably, or at least most recently, film director James Cameron. Name either of the other 2 explorers. All right, that's time. The answers that we would have accepted are Don Walsh or Jacques Picard. Question number 3 is a multiple choice question. It's worth 1 point. Humans have 3 types of color receptive cones in their eyes: red, green, and blue. That's why your TV and computer have RGB settings. But the mighty mantis shrimp can see wavelengths across the electromagnetic spectrum, polarized light, and move its eyes independently of one another. How many color receptive cones do mantis shrimp have?
12.
12 is incorrect.
Was multiple choice.
It's multiple choice, that's it.
Was it 4?
No. Wait, can we hear the?
You can
We
hear them,
can't-
but
we
you
can't
can't
feel.
answer.
Yeah.
The choices were A12, B14. I was like, good job. You got one of the answers. A12, B14, C16, or D18. And the correct answer is 16.
Whoa.
Wow. I mean, you were so confident. I was like,
It was, it was, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Number 4 is worth 1 point. Earth isn't the only celestial body with seas. Titan also has water ice on its surface and a water ocean likely buried beneath its crust. But what other liquid does Titan have seas made of? Megan. Methane is correct. It acts similar to Earth's... I'm going to ask all of our contestants to be a little bit louder, please, since we've got one microphone for all 3 of you.
Okay.
Yeah, the methane on Titan acts similar to Earth's water cycle, where it will actually evaporate and then rain methane. Number 5 is also worth 1 point. This aquatic creature is known for the lure that grows from its head. And Peter,
Anglerfish.
anglerfish is correct, and in some species, a parasitic style of mating that results in the death of the male.
You know about that.
Yeah.
Sarah has a whole video about this on Inverse.
Oh, there you go,
Check it out.
inverse.com. Number 6, Jacques Cousteau is known for, among many things, introducing much of the world to the wonders of the undersea world. But he's also the inventor of this, the first commercially successful scuba set that would later share its name with a Jethro Tull album. Ben.
Aqualung.
Aqualung is correct.
Wow.
2 points.
Also,
Question
mediocre
number
band.
7 is worth 1 point.
Mediocre band.
Though Cousteau invented the aqualung between 1942 and 1943, the term scuba wouldn't enter the lexicon for another decade. What does the acronym SCUBA stand for? Oh, sorry. Okay, go. Peter.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus is correct.
Peter, you're killing it.
The term was coined in 1952 by Major Christian Lambertson of the U.S. Army. He had several rebreather patents, and he originally wanted to use the term LARU, which stands for Lambertson Amphibious Respiratory Unit. Fun
cute.
facts here on Pop Sci Quiz Show.
Not as cute.
Not as cute.
Not as cute. Sorry, Christian. Question number 8 is worth 3 points. Imagine you're in the ocean and you get stung by a jellyfish. There's no need to ask a friend to pee on you. In fact, that could end up hurting you more. Instead, a recent study in the journal Toxins recommends pinching the skin and the tentacles in it and pouring what common household product onto the infection site? Yasmin.
Ammonia?
No, ammonia is not correct. New York Academy of Sciences, you have 10 seconds to discuss amongst yourselves.
Something basic? 2 seconds. Okay, we're gonna guess milk.
Milk is also incorrect. The correct answer is vinegar.
Oh, acidity.
It inactivates the nematocysts, so no additional venom will enter your body. Then you can use tweezers to remove the stingers.
Now that I think about it, pouring ammonia on yourself is a bad idea.
No.
Question number 9 is also worth 3 points, and it's a multiple choice question. The first modern submarine... It's a multiple choice question, Marvin. The first modern submarine was built in 1620, but its military applications weren't recognized until the following century. Which of these is the history of the first military submarine? A. Built in 1707, the French Navy called its vessel Nautilus. Nautilus would sneak up on enemy vessels and jettison mines in their general direction, which exploded on impact. It also had a sail on the surface and is the first known use of dual propulsion on a marine vessel. B. Built in 1720 by order of Tsar Peter the Great, this submarine was built with fire tubes. The vessel would approach enemy ships, bring the tubes out of the water, and use a combustible mixture to blow up its foes. However, the project was scrapped after funding ran out. Or C. In 1776, an egg-shaped submarine named Turtle was built to aid in the American Revolution. It was powered by a hand crank and large enough for one person. However, there are no records of submarine attacks during the war, and naval historians have noted that Turtle's design would have trouble achieving neutral buoyancy, rendering its rotors useless. Megan. C is incorrect. The correct answer was B. It was Tsar Peter the Great with his fire tubes.
Weird.
The turtle
Fire
sounds
tubes in the
cooler.
submarine.
Cute.
Yeah, cute.
Cute.
Question number 10, our final question of the round, is worth 2 points. And it's multiple choice again. Here we go. Number 10. According to Horatio Thelonious Ignatius Crustaceus Sebastian, life is better down where it's wetter under the sea. But life could be even better for Sebastian if he didn't have those stubby little arms. The Japanese spider crab has the longest leg span of any arthropod. How far is it measuring from claw to claw? Your choices are A, 10 feet, B, 15 feet, C, 18 feet, or D, 20 feet. Anybody? Yasmin.
10 feet.
10 feet is incorrect. The correct answer is 18 feet.
Jeez.
Wow.
If you look at
Thank you.
pictures of these things, people are holding them up. It's like at their chest and they dangle down to the
Oh my
floor.
God.
They're massive. It's amazing and scary, but
Do
amazing.
not want to.
Tasty.
Yeah, I would eat that.
Yeah.
But can you eat them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scorekeeper, what are our scores?
Inverse has 5. New York Academy of Sciences has 2.
5-2. All right.
Cool.
All right, hold on 1 second. We're going to do a quick mic check. Can you guys just give a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that microphone, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tom?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, just try and talk loud.
All right, yeah. Again, everybody, just we'll project. You got to reach everybody out in the internet.
You gotta get it through the whole internet.
All right, 5-2 is the score at the end of round 1. Here is your round 1 bonus question. You'll have 30 seconds to confer amongst yourselves, and please write your answer down on the card in front of you. Here's the question. Last Thursday, a 180-year-old fossil led scientists to announce 180-million-year-old fossil, led scientists to announce the discovery of a new species of marine crocodile. It was 16 feet long, had a pointed snout, and also had what distinguishing feature?
Seconds. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Time.
All right, teams, please make sure you have a point wager on there, as well as your answer, and hand them to me.
We should have just drawn it.
Yeah.
I remember
Right.
the press release.
So both teams have bid 1 point.
High confidence.
New York
levels.
Academy of Sciences wrote a spiked tail. Inverse wrote fins. The correct answer was a dolphin tail, a tail with a fin on it.
That's right.
And that's
That,
Kind of right.
that's kind of right. Yo.
Both get a point. Together,
I think we should point.
Basically,
correct.
the answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I'm go-
we should
Science is
share
all
a
about
point.
collaboration.
I don't think we're gonna share a point.
Wow.
We were, if you had said a finned tail, but a fin could just be fins. All right, so at the end of round 1 officially, the score is 4-1. Round number 2. This round is called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, or at least the famous, or as famous as one can be as a scientist. What I mean is this round is about scientists. Not confusing at all. Question number 1. Which family of scientists split a Nobel Prize between a husband and wife for back-to-back generations? For 2 points.
Time.
The correct answer is the Curies.
2 generations.
Two generations. Marie and Pierre won the prize in physics in 1903. Their daughter Irene won with her husband Frederick in the chemistry prize in 1935.
Wow.
Irene Curie, I'm not going to get the last name. Joliot, it's French. Number 2 is a multiple choice question worth 1 point. Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, and Isaac Newton are playing a game of poker. It sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, but it was the cold open of an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. And though actors had to portray Newton and Einstein, Hawking, who was 51 years old at the time, played himself. How many additional appearances did Hawking make on the various Star Trek series? Your choices are A1, B3, C4, or D. This was his only appearance. Peter.
D.
D is correct. He did appear on many other shows, though, before his death, including The Big Bang Theory, The Simpsons, and Futurama. Question number 3. Speaking of Star Trek, the show's Lieutenant Uhura was an inspiration for astronaut Mae Jemison. What Uhura catchphrase did Jemison begin each of her shifts in space by saying? It's worth 2 points.
2 seconds. Time.
The answer was hailing frequencies open. That's how she would start all of her broadcasts to NASA. What kind of nerds are you guys?
Inverse.com, we're sorry.
Number 4 is worth 1 point. Nikola Tesla was fond of what particular species of animal during his life?
2 seconds.
Ben.
Was it dogs?
It was not dogs. Inverse, you have 10 seconds to discuss.
Like Kevin.
Like a lightning bug?
I feel like he'd have weird pets.
Let's see.
Sure.
Sure.
Cats.
It is not cats. The correct answer is pigeons.
Totally something weird.
And a particular pigeon, he wrote, "I loved that pigeon as a man loves a woman, and she loved me. As long as I had her, there was purpose to my life." Every New Yorker feels that way too. We love pigeons.
That's not sad at all.
Number 5, Alexander Graham Bell's work is worth 2 points. Alexander Graham Bell's work was influenced in large part by his family, including his wife and his mother, who both had what condition? Yasmin.
Deafness?
Deafness is correct.
Whoa.
Makes sense.
Nice.
That was 2 points. Number 6 is worth 1 point. On the second Tuesday of October, we celebrate the annual Ada Lovelace Day, recognizing the achievements of women in STEM around the globe. Lovelace was the world's first computer programmer and passed away in 1852. In a project called Overlooked, the New York Times began publishing obituaries for remarkable people it had overlooked, including Ada. In what year did the Times finally publish her obituary?
2018.
2018 is correct.
Yeah.
It's 166 years after her death.
Nice.
It's a new project.
I thought it was a trick question.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, man. Kind of was. Question number 7 is worth 3 points. Louis Pasteur's best-known contribution to society is pasteurization, a process of treating foods with heat to eliminate bacteria, extend shelf life, and keep consumers healthier. But he also worked on multiple vaccines, including 2 that save human lives. Name one of those conditions that Pasteur's vaccines treat. Megan.
Polio?
Polio is not correct.
Sure.
Measles.
Measles is also incorrect. The correct answers were anthrax and rabies.
Wow.
Yeah. Smart guy, that pastor.
Thank you.
Question number 8 is worth 1 point. Neil deGrasse Tyson will call you out on Twitter for minor technicalities, but he'll also call out the beauty of the universe, especially when we can see it with our own eyes. He's credited with popularizing the name of what biannual event where the sun set perfectly... Peter.
Manhattan Henge.
Manhattan Henge, where the sunset perfectly aligns with the traffic grid of New York City.
Wow.
That was 1 point.
Are you a Neil deGrasse Tyson fan?
Question... Who isn't, am I right? Question number 9 is worth 3 points. Reporter Akiyama Toyohiro was the first Japanese citizen to go to space, but the first Japanese astronaut was Koichi Wakata. He, along with fellow astronaut Dan Barry, were the first to play what board game in space?
2 seconds.
Chess.
Chess is incorrect.
It's a board game.
Keep things smart.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only 2 people.
Yeah, that's true.
May as well.
Battleship.
That would be actually easier with gravity.
All right, New York Academy of Sciences, what is your answer?
Scrabble.
Scrabble is incorrect.
Oh.
The correct answer is Go.
Oh.
Go is it's an ancient board game. We've been training a lot of AIs to play it
Yeah.
recently.
Only computers play that game.
Yeah. And so do astronauts.
Narrow
Question
audience.
number 10. The final question of the round is worth 3 points. Leland Melvin is a beloved astronaut in and out of the NASA community, and there's something unique about his official portrait. He snuck his dogs into the photo shoot. Name one of Melvin's 2 dogs. Ben.
I'm going to go with Leica.
Leica's a good guess, but it's not correct. By the way, watch our video on Leica on popsci.com.
I forgot. Sure.
Astro. Cool.
All right, inverse. We need an answer.
Astro.
Astro is not correct.
Great dog name.
The answers are Jake and Scout.
Oh.
Basic.
Gotta go with your gut.
Man.
All right, scorekeeper, how are we doing?
5 and 0 for
Ooh.
that round.
Oh.
So that brings the score to 9 and 1.
9 and 1. All right, here we go. Our bonus question. James Watson and Francis Crick are often credited with the discovery of DNA, but it's now well known that without the contributions of this woman, the duo likely would not have won their Nobel Prize.
I don't. Can we bet?
Hmm?
Are we only allowed to bet 1 point, or can we bet 3 because we're down?
No, if you got one, you can only bet one.
15 seconds.
I don't know. I actually don't know the answer.
Okay.
Thank
Now we're
you very much.
second-guessing ourselves, but you know.
5 seconds.
It's too late, I've got the card. All right, the answers are in. Inverse bid 5 points and said Rosalind Franklin. New York Academy of Sciences bid 1 point and said Rosalind Franklin. The correct answer is Rosalind Franklin.
Nice.
2 and... I can math. 14.
I'm glad you remember. I like it.
I know.
All right, here are our scores. 14 to 2 after the second round, but anything is possible. We've got plenty of points up for grabs in round number 3. Round number 3, as always, is best based on the most recent issue of Popular Sciences. That's our life and death issue, now available on newsstands. Here we go. Question number 1. Which animal, this is a multiple choice question. Which animal has a shorter gestation period for its babies, rabbits or opossums? Sarah.
Opossums.
Opossums is correct. That's 1 point.
Wow.
Opossums have a gestation period of just 12 days. Rabbits are up to a month.
I read that table.
Number 2 is worth 2 points, is also a multiple choice question. Hura crepitans, the sandbox tree, is found throughout North and South America as well as in the Amazon rainforest. Its seeds can launch from the tree at speeds of up to 160 miles per hour via a process called explosive dehiscence. How far can they travel once launched? Your choices are A, 270 feet, B, 330 feet, C, 410 feet, or D, 500 feet. Ben.
Guess we don't have much to lose. We're going to go with 410 feet.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is 330 feet.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, right?
That's really far.
Yeah.
That's very far.
That's amazing.
That's as far as I can run in 10 seconds. 160 miles an hour. Here I go. Question number 3 is worth 3 points. The first instance of the term teenager was published in, you guessed it, Popular Science. In what year did we coin the term? Sarah.
1948.
1948 is not correct. New York Academy of Sciences.
Incredible if you got it.
It was like, but a filmmaker said it on the show. I don't remember that part.
Time.
All right, we need an answer, team.
All right, 1951.
1951 is also not correct, but you're both close. It's 1941. Everybody was just one digit off somewhere. By the way, if you like this T-shirt, our Sci Pride T-shirts, all the profits going to Out in STEM, you can buy them now at popsci.threadless.com. Question. I'm such a good shameless plugger. I have no shame. Number 4 is worth 1 point. If Carl Sagan is correct that we're all made up of star stuff, the same elements that make up the whole universe, then what element, the most abundant in the universe, is also the most abundant in the human body? Ben.
Can you finish the question by any chance?
I cannot.
I mean, it's got to be hydrogen, right?
It is hydrogen. The most abundant in the human body by atomic percentage. Most abundant by atomic percentage. Third most abundant by mass. Anybody, not for points, but anybody want to take a guess what the second and first most by mass are?
It would be carbon and oxygen.
Carbon and oxygen. That was your route. That was.
Yeah, let's go to chemistry questions.
No, don't want chemistry.
Question number 5 is worth 2 points. It's a multiple choice question. The fruit fly is one of very few animals that actually produce sperm larger than its own body. How many times larger is a fruit fly's sperm than its body? Your choices are A, 2 times, B, 4 times, C, 16 times, or D, 64 times. Ben.
64 times.
Is incorrect. The correct answer is 16 times. Fruit fly is about 1/8 of an inch. Its sperm can be 2 inches. Just crazy. I don't understand how it works. Question number 6 is worth 3 points. It's rare, but some people believe they are already dead, don't exist, or have lost vital internal organs. What is this condition called? Time. The answer is Cotard delusion or Cotard syndrome.
Right.
Question number 7 is worth 1 point. The average human requires almost 300 gallons of water per year to do what daily activity?
2 seconds.
Ben.
Sleep.
Sleep is incorrect. Also not daily for some of us. Inverse.
300 gallons is no, that's too little.
Bathing is also incorrect. The correct answer is waste management, flushing the toilet. Number 8 is worth 1 point. It's a multiple choice question. In what year was the first human baby to gestate in a transplanted womb born? Your choices are A, 2014, B, 2015, C, 2013, or D, 2012. Megan.
2013?
2013 is incorrect. No,
No,
it's a multiple choice. The correct answer was 2014. Born to a 36-year-old mother in Sweden. Question number 9 is worth 2 points. This pulmonary condition is a temporary weakening of the muscular portion of the heart, can imitate the symptoms of a heart attack, and is often brought on by stressful situations like the death of a loved one. Yasmin.
Arrhythmia?
Arrhythmia is not correct. Anybody want to take a
We
guess?
just not guess.
You can not guess if you want.
All right. We're gonna pass.
All right. The correct answer was broken heart syndrome, also called stress cardiomyopathy. Question number 10. It's our final question of the round, and almost our final question, our penultimate question, if you will. Jeff Goldblum taught us in Jurassic Park that life finds a way. We now know that life could even find a way off the planet aboard the International Space Station. The Expedition 44 crew became the first humans to eat food grown entirely in space. For 3 points, name both NASA astronauts who were on that crew.
I can only name one.
Yes.
That's why I made it both.
Oh no.
The correct answers were Scott Kelly and Kjell Lindgren. So on, on that note, scorekeeper, 1 point each. All right.
It's a tough round.
We're at 15-3 going into our bonus question. Here we go. This past March, the last northern white rhinoceros, Sudan, died after a series of infections and health problems. However, his sperm could still help to bring the species back from the brink of extinction through in vitro fertilization. How old was Sudan when he finally passed away?
Seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Both teams have bid 3 points. New York Academy of Sciences said 63, Inverse said 42. The correct answer is 45. Excuse me. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was in the life and death issue of popular science in that feature, which you can read now on
Remember different
newsstands.
parts of it.
So,
Scott Kelly.
Yeah, you've already the program was called Veggie.
I'm sorry. Our final score.
They made
Right.
That's right. It's starting at 12 noon. Thank you both teams so much for playing. I hope you had fun. I'm sorry to do this. We do have to give out some prizes. So for the New York Academy of Sciences science participation ribbons, they say second place Pop Sci Quiz Show. So you'll never forget. You'll come back in the future thirsty for revenge. These are for you. And Inverse, our first place team today. The gold medals are yours. Congratulations. Well done.
Here.
I don't think I'm legally allowed to, but Peter.
Do the honor.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This is the proudest moment in 10 years.
Thank you, teams, both again for playing. Thank you so much for tuning in online. I hope you had fun watching. I hope you had fun playing. Again, my name is Jason Letterman. This is Pop Sci Quiz Show. Every 6 weeks, a team of science journalists and scientists go head-to-head in science trivia. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.